How's it going, boys? Oh, happy fucking Thursday, everyone. How we fucking doing? Oh, how you doing, Westy? What's good? Oh, Crystal's here as well. Fucking sweet. You guys are awesome. JVD, how you doing, my man? How are you doing? How's everyone doing today? Oh, barely woke up in time for this one. Fucking hell. My man Sven, how we doing? Thirsty Thursday. Why is it Thirsty Thursday? Is it something I've missed already? Thirsty Thursday. I like how that rolls. Did you like the vid? The vid was fucking class, mate. It was class. I'm kind of glad you've given me like a lot to work with. I've still got like 10 or more to get back, so it might be like deep into next week before I get it released. But like I said, I'm gonna slow roll it. I need it to be top notch before I push it out. I need my video quality to be at least a 5 out of 10 before it gets on the release docket. Oh, put them up, can't put them up. You can't. Yeah. So I'm really grateful to you for getting the video to me early, because you're making everyone first thing on Thursdays with the man bun. I don't even have the man bun in today. I got a gay little rat tail at the back at the moment. I've got no time for grooming at the moment. It's been a busy week. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JVD. Like I'm setting the standards now with the editing time and shit. I'm going for it. Your video was hidden. You mean this one? Have you ever watched the Big Les show? Is that like a scissoring contest? Because it sounds very intriguing. Please tell me more, sir. My video. Do you mean this video or do you mean other videos? Big Les show is epic. I need more info. If now I've got two people saying it. How's it going, Taz? What's going on, man? 1776. You're coming with that energy already, yeah, you piece of shit. Oh, this one. I got no idea, man. I don't know why it's hidden. Your kid back to school in the UK. Yeah, man, Chris. He's done he had his 4th day. It was not a good start to the week. It was not. So the first day that he went in, he went mental, would not go inside, started grabbing my leg, kicking. He punched me in front of the teacher. So that started that started off the week. That was on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we got to the school gate and he tried to like break free and run off. So I was chasing him down the street. So you can imagine that. And then, yeah, Wednesday, for some reason, we collected him on Tuesday and he was in a really good mood. And Wednesday and Thursday, he's been cool. He's been really happy going into school. So things have kind of evened out. Oh, Crystal coming with the bars. I'm not touching that. I'm staying away from that shit. But yeah, that's been my week so far, and I've been very tired. I think I'm taking longer to adjust than he is, but basically no, sorry, he kicked me and then punched me, and I could see the teacher was like, it is just it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one with kids. So every nightmare that I could have had about his first week at school came true in the first 2 days. But it's kind of leveled out now, so hopefully he's he started demanding on Tuesday, like, you better find me a new school. My teacher's fat. I was like, oh god damn. I don't know where he got that from, but yeah, well, I'm in a much better place now. So thanks for asking, though. By the way, nah, my son's more of a when he goes to embarrass me in public. There's no single legs. It's he punches, kicks, and then shouts, "I hate you," which is not ideal, but he's all right. Sorry, I've been hanging out with the guys all day on Discord, and I think it's yeah, Crystal, you're definitely entering the dark side more and more. We've definitely fucked you up, or we've brought that side out of you. I'm not sure which one it is. Yeah, Chris, it's just it's one of them situations. Like he's it was always gonna be tough. Like I've been worried about him going to school all summer, so maybe he's picked up on that energy. I don't know. But like I said, the last 2 days has been really good. He seems happy going to school now. Like literally, the on Tuesday and Wednesday, it took me an hour and a half to get him dressed. Like he was refusing to get his shirt on and all of that. It was the thing is, yeah, my son is ridiculously stubborn. JVD, I've tried all the time. The thing is, yeah, I know you're somebody who's a little bit of a late arriver in here. I've talked about my son, the way I raised my son in the past. I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to raising my kid. All my kids, really. I'm basically the soft one. How we doing? Who's the daddy? Some Spanish up in the building. I'm assuming this is. I think this is Spanish. My bad if it's my bad if it's Portuguese. Sometimes I find it difficult to separate the two. Crossover. How you doing, man? So your live chat earlier was great. By the way, if you're new here and you haven't come across Crossover MMA, shout out to that guy. We've done a lot of videos together. He steals my audience every week. So fuck Crossover and unsubscribe. Unsubscribe to that cunt. Nah, Crossover's a guy. Yeah, so subscribe to that guy. The subscriber count is on the rise and your videos are getting better every time, sir. Um yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Chris. Like he's pretty good at football for his age. Uh and I don't think he's really made friends at school yet. Because like it's the first question I ask him. But mind you, yeah, there's another Chinese kid who goes to school with now. And apparently he had lunch with him today and he remembered my son. But when I asked my son about it, he was like, who's Ethan? I was like, you base little chad. So maybe he's just not acknowledging people, like he's just not on it. So I don't know. Your son, my kid, I think it's a kid thing. Mine's been having meltdowns over doing homework at school. We haven't. The thing is that he's because most of the stuff we do with him is all it's all like I don't let him watch too much TV or anything like that. It's a lot of educational stuff. So we're always playing like educational games and doing all that kind of stuff with him. So it's cool. Rob's neighbor, Haunter, I'll do it for you. Chewie. It's the last time you're gonna get that shit out of me. Do you notice how that high pitched voice came out of me very naturally? I've just revealed a lot about myself in that moment. So thanks for that, you cunt. Yeah, shout out to Rob's neighbor. Rob's neighbor, I caught a couple of live streams from Rob's neighbor. This is another one. I fully implore people to get over there and subscribe to Rob's neighbor. I almost called it Rob's Corner there. A bit of a Dougie offshoot. Really enjoyed myself in your live stream the other day, and I very much hope that you get a massive subscriber boost soon because you fucking deserve it, mate. You had your son on stream. We actually met the legendary Rob himself, which was pretty sweet. So yeah, get over to Rob's Corner and JVD Media for fuck's sake. JVD is going to be on. I'm going to get JVD on Saturday. We're doing a watch along with Jax at Making the Walk, and we're going to have loads of guests on. So shout out to JVD Media. Okay, now that I'm done glazing people up in here, what are we talking about today? What's good? Diego Lopez saying Chihuihui's had me dying. Did he say it in like a bass way? I'm really sorry, who's here, Daddy. I wish I could I wish I could understand what the fuck you're saying, mate, but I can't. I'm retarded. I speak one language at about 40%. So sorry about this, bro. Sick name, by the way, Who's Daddy. I'm good, B7. It's good to see you as well, man. I'm tired, man. It's been one of those weeks. It's been one of those weeks. I've been trying to do the double on No Me Norris. Who's here, Daddy? I swear I've seen you here before, and you spoke you spoke English. I don't know what you're playing at. Does Diego chin Volk? No, no. I still think Volk's a level up. I think Lopez has got his hands full against Fat Boy. Jesus, I've forgotten his name. The fat one, the skinny fat body guy. Bear in mind, I've just woken up. Yeah, I think he's going to struggle in that fight. I have a strange feeling that Diego Lopez is going to lose a very close decision on the weekend. Has YouTube done away with top chat? I don't know. The weird thing is that when I set my because obviously I use Restream, so it kind of does its own thing. So hopefully that's what it is. Hopefully, because I think I don't understand why top chat is even a thing. You want me to translate, Frankie? You. I'm not saying I don't trust you, smelly fingers, but I don't know. I guess I am saying I don't trust you. Crossover, I'm pretty sure JVD is sub to you as well. I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation. But yeah, we're gonna do. I don't know. Crossover, are you doing your own live stream? I assume you are. Maybe we can hook up some kind of collab, and then we can laugh at 306 together. Because I think it's gonna be a shit show. I think it's gonna be. They need a lot. I made a video with Jax about this over the week. They need a lot to go right. Yeah, you're right. I'll probably mess it up. I'm assuming you can't speak Portuguese at all. You're probably joshing me at this point. Thoughts on Norma Dumont's bunda? It's a solid 7, mate. She's definitely got a nice peach back there. I think Guru glazes her a little bit. I mean, she's not up there. Bunda's all right though. I think Bunda's about all she's got because if you start like tracking your head upwards, it's like a freak show up there. But seeing as I'm a Bunda guy, I definitely would. As Chris Gray would say, I definitely put one full stick up that. You can take that for what it is. I watch Crossover quite a bit. Yeah, Crossover. I mean, you can never ignore a man who goes to the effort of wearing a suit and his thumbnail. Valentina is quite fit. No, she's not, but she looks like she'd be a fucking tornado in the bedroom. You know? She'd probably be dildoing you up the ass. My manager button is gone somehow. Well, you're definitely still a head mod in here. I definitely didn't change that. Can somebody please translate what Who's Here Daddy is saying? Is he calling my mama cunt? I just need to know. Young Valentino, do you know what it is? It's the gun on the hip that makes me nervous. And I'm not saying I wouldn't, I'd just be wary. I'll be wary with Valentina. She looks like she'd be the dominant one. How you doing, Cage? What's good, my man? It's been a while since I've seen you in here. Frankfurt. Yeah, I'm glad that one didn't stick. How you doing, no Cage, my man? I hope everything's good in your neck of the woods. Yeah. So yeah, it's just been one of those week boys. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this weekend. I was saying that I've said this in a few videos as well. I'm going to be very, very happy. If the card's great, I'll be happy. If it's a shit show, I'm just going to laugh. I can handle me a good Slav. That's very confident talk there, you know. I reckon she'd fuck you up, bro. I reckon you'd come out of that. You'd come out of that interaction differently. Yeah, I reckon she'd be problematic. Maybe I'm just soy, but I wouldn't say no. No way I'd say no. Little space vampire. Do you know what, the longer I'm on here, the more you guys manage to hurt my feelings. Just when I think like my ego has been destroyed enough, I turn up in one of these live chats and get absolutely cooked. It brings me back down to earth. So thanks, I guess. Thank you very much. I think you missed the E in JVD. What? What are your thoughts on Sean punking Triple C? He's been doing that for a while, though, hasn't he? Henry Cejudo is very easy to make fun of because he's so cringe and he's a little goblin. He falls into like he's like a goblin tier MMA fighter. So yeah, I think it's just low hanging fruit at this point. Henry's kind of unbeatable though because he's so unaware of his own cringing. Oh, he probably is aware of his cringiness, but he's one of those guys who just is unaffected. So I don't know. I agree with some people that I think it was, I can't remember who's, I was watching somebody's live stream. It may have been Dougie, and he mentioned that Sean O'Malley's getting a little bit better on the mic. Remains to be seen, but he definitely looks a little bit more a little bit more confident. Certainly his last one, he had a little bit more aura about him. Fingers is saying I like slaves. Oh, I mean, you probably do as well, to be fair. You can like both. I don't think those two have to be mutually exclusive. Thoughts on the MMA channel beef? I mean, it's entertaining. I'll put it that way. It's entertaining. I don't think I've got the whole. I don't think I've got the whole story though. Crossover? What time is the press conference on? I'm not gonna do what that alien fingered fuck Kenny Okoji did and play it live. Check out shout out to Kenny Okoji's fingers. That creepy individual. It depends what time it's on. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to keep it tight this week. My kid's doing mornings now, so I've got like I said, it's 1:00 in the morning here, so I've got to make sure I get some sleep. But if it's not at a reasonable time, I might give it. It's in 2 hours. I probably won't still be on, but I might watch it. I might have it open next to Pornhub. You know what I'm saying? Too much information. I recently got a telescope for free and it's amazing. I was looking in there and never thought about that mirror until you said it. Bro. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a few ways you could take advantage of that. You're a vampire, mate. Do you know what it is? I kind of like I'm very careful with how I select my sleep times these days. Yeah, yeah, JVD. If you could jump on and do that, I could give you your first raid from here. That would be sweet. Like the first time I went into JVD's chat, he had a razor blade in his hand, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And then he started setting his hair on fire. I'm not advising you to ever do that again, by the way. But we've done like live streams together since then, and you're an entertaining fuck, mate. And you're Irish. I don't care what you say. With that red mane you've got going on, that mane of fire, you've definitely got some Irish ancestry in your some Irishman definitely stuck his dick in somewhere. I'll put it that way. MMA channel is good if it's clean and fun. I enjoy that. Yeah, it depends who it is. Like I personally enjoy it. Bismarck's another guy. Went into your live stream earlier. You're like a natural as well, bro. It makes me feel so good to know we've got so many creators up in here. Bismarck is another guy is fairly new on the scene. He did a really nice live stream earlier, which I really enjoyed. Had some really good takes. Shout out to Bismarck MMA as well. And in here, if you're somebody who comes in here regularly, subscribe to the guys who are within our little ecosystem. And Crystal Miller with the shout out immediately. Subscribe to Bismarck MMA. Mane of Fire would be a sick name. You're welcome for that one. I mean, like I said, my silver-tongued, the gold-forked individual that I am. Mane of Fire would be a sick name. Brutally his touchdown in Vegas. He looks happier than a fat kid at a candy store. I don't know. The thing is, I talk to Brutally a lot. I don't know how this decision was made, but he's a fucking legend for pulling that off. He gets a job, and then before he starts his first day, he tells them to go fuck themselves. He's going to Vegas, and then they let him keep his job. I mean, goddamn, if that's not a goated move, I don't know what is. I mean, aura's something you got to emphasize, isn't it? It's got to. You got to. But yeah, no. Yeah, let's show Bismarck some love up in this bitch. But yeah, I fully agree with you, Rob's neighbor. Another great channel over there. I fucking like Rob's somebody I like to, now that he's active, I can see myself hanging out in there a lot. Just seems like a really good dude, family man, love it. Just shout out to my G over there as well. Yeah, Brutally's amazing. Like honestly, for pulling that shit off. He's been waiting for a job for 6 months, and then he's just like, fuck this. And I think he initially went over there without a ticket as well. So he definitely gambled on that shit. Frankie's got the most aura on MMA YouTube. Hell no, man. I'm probably the biggest. I'm probably the biggest pussy out here. If we're being fair, I appreciate the glazed donut on that one, but I think I'm just the least controversial. Like I only really go at people who are like noncy. That's about it. And I have a feeling that, speaking of nonsense, I have a feeling that Rigo's reign of terror is about to come to an abrupt end. Him and his little stable of groomers. Yeah, Bismarck, shoot a sub to Making the Walk MMA as well. We're literally full of like great creators in here at the moment. I think Saturday is going to be fucking boss. Making the Walk's another guy I highly recommend. I've been working with him since January. Puts my production values to shame and has certainly inspired me. He still doesn't have a ticket. Well, that sounds risky. But if anything, he could just tear it up in Vegas and just, he could go and I know it might seem stupid, but he's surely got to get in there. We need somebody in the crew to be there firsthand to tell us what a massive gargantuan waste of money it is. Rigo's gonna have to stream on Rumble. We'll follow him there, Sven. We'll follow that little cunt there. We exterminate cockroaches around here. We're the extermination squad. Out to rid the world of these noncy little groomers. These little wet wipes. But he's the only guy that I talk badly about, really. Him and his little butt buddy, what's his name? Eagle MMA. They can both go fucking suck a dick, which they probably enjoy, to be fair. So what the equivalent of sucking a dick would be for us, I'd like to happen to them. Either way, it's a win-win situation for Brutally. How long is he stay? Is he planning on coming back on Sunday then? Because that sounds like a lot of work for whenever I go stateside, man, it's got to be for at least 2 weeks. Because flying is just brutal for me. But no pun intended. But if he can get in there, be amazing. We need somebody there firsthand to tell us how utterly bollocks it was. Lost Soul is more of the gimp of the group. He's the guy that's being led around on on the dog chain. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, Rob. If the when you're starting out, doing lives is so good for the watch hours. Because think about it, if you do one video that's like 10 minutes and you get like 100 people watching it, you do the math here. But if you do a 2-hour stream and you've only got 10 people on, it's basically the same thing. So the watch hours for lives are fucking crazy. Better MMA is chill. He usually just talks about MMA. Yeah, better MMA is cool. Out of all of Rigo's little stable, he's probably the most palatable. The problem is he wears sunglasses inside. And we all know that people that wear shades inside are cunts. But apart from that, he's actually a good dude. Sniff. I've got to apologize to Sniff. I got about 20 minutes into fourth dimension, and I realized I might have bitten off more than I can chew. But I'm gonna give it a second go. Like the introduction was already fucking with my brain, but I'm gonna give it another go. Do you think do you think an effective gas chamber can be sealed with a wooden door? I mean, the math doesn't math. Do you know what I'm saying? We're Shetland Armsby. How you doing, my boy? Jeez, we've got everyone turning up now, man. This is great. And we've got 316 in here as well. What's good, my man? We've moved on to gas chambers now for some reason. You know, that's how Sniff enters my chat. You know, he doesn't walk in calmly. He fucking beats the door down. I'm good. That's the thing. It's definitely interesting, Sniff. But my brain is not wired like mathematically as well as it is with the literary side of my brain. So I'm really gonna have to dig in. I'd prefer if I could read it, because sometimes when I'm listening to things I kind of drift off. But I'm gonna give it a go. Better also smokes and wears hats indoors. That's the thing, man. It's like I don't. At the end of the day, he's a kid in it. I'm not gonna go hard on Better MMA because, like I said, he tries to keep the topics. He tries to stick to MMA stuff, which is really commendable. Lost Soul's a little bit of a, I don't know, man. I think he's got learning difficulties, and I don't mean to mock the kid, but like it's the gimp, it's the gimp thing, and I don't mean to mock him for that either, because I think he's got some issues, or so I've been told. So I don't want to go hard on him. I feel bad even saying that. I feel cunty for saying that, but it's just the. Do you see? You know how we? I mean, look at the crew we've got here. We've got like musical, we've got Antoine, we've got crossover, we've got fucking no chill, paradox. Look at our stable, not a nonce in sight that we're aware of. And you got their little fruity gang. Soft mate. Thumb wrestle that like button, it's mouthy and it likes it. I'm so glad you guys are in here. I always forget. And obviously, I know that most of the people in here are probably already subscribed. But if you're not, throw your boy a subscription as well. That'd be sweet. I thought Better was in his 20s now. Nah, bro. I reckon he's a teenager. It wouldn't surprise me if he was like 17. The only like I said, Better MMA is cool. I'm obviously joking about the sunglasses indoors comment. That was obviously, I'm just joshing, but he seems like a decent dude. And yeah, there's a few but I mean, like I said, it's a strange one because they're all pretty young guys and they seem pretty impressionable. And they seem to put that Ragu, we call him Ragu around here, on too much of a pedestal. I can't tell if you're serious or not, Sniff. This is the problem. I get the sense that you genuinely do like Ronan, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing because I quite like him as well. But I can't help but lean on one side in this little civil war we've got going on. I can't help it. Paradox the Chad. How you doing, my boy? Another guy who I got a lot of love for. If you've just turned up here and you're unaware of Paradox the Chad, subscribe to that motherfucker as well. Better as a chill dude. I don't know why he associates himself with you know who. Yeah, he needs to get away from that Voldemort looking cunt. That's what he looks like. He looks like Lord Voldemort, Ragu. If he was like malnourished and took a dick up the ass. He's the fruity Voldemort. Better is either 21 plus or someone is buying his cigs for him. Yeah. I mean to be fair, yeah, when I started smoking at 14 as well, so that's not usually an indication of Also, the only thing that throws me off about Better MMA, I remember sometimes if somebody disagrees with him, he kicks them off a stream, which kind of indicates to me that you might be quite young and a little bit immature. But I'm just saying somebody needs to be watching out for these guys because some of the stuff that is being said in chat should not only get you banned from YouTube, it should get you incarcerated and put on a list. In my opinion, it's not even an opinion. It's just it's like factually in terms of how the law works. Some of the people that sneak up in those chats, Rigo is definitely wanking off while he's in those streams. Sorry, Ragu. I reckon Ragu and Eagle MMA are giving each other a reach around while they're watching these boys talk about MMA. It's pretty gross to me. And I just want to make sure that somebody's looking out for them. That's the main thing. That's the main thing for me. The only I might be coming off like a little bit of a cunt here, but I've said in the past I don't like these people for various reasons because I think they're bullies. But now that they're kind of talking in noncy ways, I've got kids. I think even if you don't have kids, you shouldn't be abiding that kind of bullshit. Oh yeah, sorry, Crystal. Let's make sure we're clear on that. But the problem is, Crystal, is I think Ragu would enjoy that. But you're right, it would facilitate the process. So that remains to me one of the funniest lines I've ever heard on here. I was drinking at the time and I almost spat it all over my wall. I had to clean my carpet after that shit. Yeah, yeah, Jack. She's basically said that Ragu needs to wear his boxers backwards just to make things a bit quicker. Which was just a beautiful moment. It was a seminal moment for me in here. One of the highlights of my streaming career. By the way, if you are a mod in here and you have a channel, throw it up in the chat. You know what we're like around here. I want to make sure everyone who's a creator leaves this live stream with at least a couple extra subscribers, you know? Yeah, Bismarck. Now that you're in the scene here, you're gonna realize, yeah, there is a YouTuber. I reckon somebody needs to do somebody in here. I think Paradox could do it really well. I think No Chill could do it really well. Somebody needs to do like a YouTube iceberg or an MMA YouTuber iceberg going into all the beefs and all the bullshit. I reckon it would go wild. Yeah, Sniff. Sniff. I definitely am. I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream. He's had a much better 2 days after like basically assaulting me and shouting, he went, I fucking hate you, and then kicked me. I don't know who taught him the F word. It definitely wasn't me, as far as I'm aware. But after those first 2 days, he's been easy, man. He's been really good. I also tried to put him in an MMA gym when he was free, and he just ran around kicking everyone, which is kind of like the objective of the game. I understand that. But he was like 2 years younger than everyone else. And he just ran around kicking everyone, running around booting up the pads and punching stuff. So I was like, yeah, this might be a little bit too early for him. So we'll see. We'll see. Bismarck, I get that Rigo shouted you out, and that, it's always nice to get that kind of love. And it was good of him to do that. I'm not discrediting that for a second. But he's a little nonce. That's the problem. If you saw some of the DMs he sends in these young boys chats, you would be disgusted, mate. Genuinely disgusted. He talks about graping little kids, how they couldn't resist him because he's such a Chad and all this kind of stuff. And then he makes like sexual comments. He's just, I'm not gonna, you know what? So if I need I could probably go through my Twitter right now and give you some examples, but I can't really be bothered. Maybe one day I will. Kloss, how you doing, my G? Everyone will know of Rigo's misdeeds soon. Yeah, there's gonna be a bit. I'm not gonna say who's doing it. What did he say in these chats? Do you know what? Yeah, just to give you a just because you're here and fuck it. I've got a couple of them. I got DM'd a couple of them by a few people. It wasn't just one person. I'll give you an example. By the way, there is a very prominent creator in this space that's going to be going into all of this. If you just want a little sample, let me see if I can find. I've got to go way back. God damn. Hang on a sec. I'm not gonna say who this person is. Not that they give a fuck, but hang on a sec. Yeah. So he said, this is one. He said, I feel like a father watching his son having a sleepover, and my son and friends start practicing kissing on each other. He said that in a live stream which featured 5 minors who were discussing MMA. He then followed on by saying, this stream is a wiener teaser. Hang on a second. I mean, if that doesn't. Hang on a second. And then, with speaking about the same 5 minors that were on the screen, he wrote, 5 boys on screen, and not a single one could stop me from holding them down to do grape. I mean, if that's not a mic drop, I don't know what is, sir. So he's a little. And the thing is that he probably thinks he's being edgy and funny. That shit ain't funny. That shit is not funny. Who talks about graping? Who do you think we're talking about, Klaus? Based on, I haven't said the person's name. Who do you think this is? Based on those chat records that I've just read out. This is the thing, Westy. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he said those things, and they bear in mind they weren't sent to me as like copied things. They were screenshotted and sent to me. Because I've never really liked Rigu, because I've seen him. He's bullied people that have Down syndrome. He's bullied people that have learning difficulties. Like, taken the piss. He's got minors to show their stomachs on live fucking streams and shit, which we have dubbed the stummy, which is just disgusting as well. But he goes into like chats with minors and says shit like that. And it's all, again, I'm not out to I'm very aware of like libel, and yeah, there's too many examples to that's exactly what I'm saying. The thing is, yeah, he's probably being, and then don't even get me started on his little butt buddy, like No Eagle MMA as well. That guy's another degenerate. I didn't want this stream to turn into this, but seeing as it's been brought up, I feel like because this is so serious, like, I like to joke around in here and have a lark, and obviously I mess around a bit. You know me, I'm a pretty chill person. His band of degenerate little nonsense needs to be exterminated. They are cockroaches, and they need to be exterminated. That's just how I feel. And as Crystal has so succinctly put, Rigo is a twat goblin that needs to be stuffed back up his mother. I mean, that pretty much just sums up the entire situation. That's pretty much it. And so I'm sorry for going off on a rant, guys. I know you guys probably are bored of this conversation or this topic, but it just astonishes me that this little cunt is still on YouTube. It really does. I mean, if that doesn't break the terms of service, I don't know what does. I'm picking O'Malley, but I really want to switch my pick to Marab. It's a tough one. I've been picking O'Malley since the beginning. I just think as a matchup, I think he's going to chin him out. That's kind of where I'm at. I think Sean O'Malley is too good now. I think any opportunity to get him out of there at bantamweight is long gone. Kloss, technically, oh yeah, I forgot Kloss has got a channel as well. Kloss, you do have a channel, right? Yeah, Kloss, you're one of the lucky ones. You're one of the lucky ones. I love the swerve there. Do you think Marab's staff has hindered his training? Sniff. Sniff coming with a serious MMA question. I mean, that's kind of thrown me off. I'm going to say probably not. I know staff is very serious, and I don't know if it's been confirmed as staff or not. I'm going to say he's inbred in it, so I don't think there's much danger there of him gassing or like it affecting him. Marab's gonna do Marab, whatever happens. The question is his style gonna be effective against someone like O'Malley? And I don't think it is. I think we've seen him get hurt in the past, and I think with how much is on the sphere, the last thing the UFC wants is to have that another nut hugging goblin holding the belt. But I don't know. It could be 5 rounds of Marab fingering his bumhole. That's what we could be in for. And I can imagine Dana at the back. He'd probably have to tear his pubes out or something, because obviously he's bald. So he's just in the back, like ripping his pubes out in rage. He's probably bald down there as well. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I went into that. That would literally destroy the card. No matter what happens before that. I was saying this in Jax's video as well. If the card ends with Marab basically with his finger up his ass and has with him against the cage, I mean, it would be funny, but it would ruin the whole card would go down as a complete flop. So I think it was you and Chris Gray on chat when you were wasted in the Philippines. Oh, yeah, that was an embarrassing one. Thank you for bringing that up. See, I went to the Philippines on like without having sleep for 3 days. And then for some reason, I thought it was an epic idea to get shit-faced drunk the first night I got there and then to go live. I am one day I'm going to go back, and when I've got the balls to do it, I'm going to go back and look at that live stream because Sniff came on and some other random dude came on who I can't remember who the fuck it was. And I know Crossover was on there as well. And I was shit-faced. I don't remember anything about that. I'm scared to go back and look at it because it was definitely embarrassing. I mean, that I like Marab. I'm not a Sean O'Malley fan. I have bet on him. I've got a little double going on. I've done a simple double for the feature fight and the main event. The thing is, yeah, Sven, we were saying this as well. It will be oh, it was you, Kloss. Kloss, we've been trying to figure this out for ages. You are such a nice guy as well. I was saying this to Crossover the next day. I was like, this really lovely lad came on, and I don't know who the fuck it was. We need to find out who this was so we can have him on again. Kloss, you're always welcome on, my bro. You saved me that night because I was talking mad bullshit. How we doing, Gaz Ninja? You've missed quite the rant if you've turned up now. How you doing, my bro? By the way, shout out to Paradox again. Shout out to Kloss. Shout out to Bismarck. Shout out to Making the Walk. Give these guys a sub. We'd like to end the night with everyone who's come in here who's a creator getting a new sub from somebody. That would be sweet. That's not a bad shout as well, Sniff. MMA fans are the biggest switch-ups ever. They all mocked O'Malley and said he's not a star. Now they're all glazing him. I don't think it's glazing. I think, do you know what it is? Yeah, I think that's the prospect of having somebody who's a nut hugger as champion. We've already got too many of them. I think people are on the side of the Angels for this one. I think most people still think Sean O'Malley is a cringy little cuck. But we're like, we need as many strikers as champions as possible. Because we want knockouts in championship fights. I can see Sean widening his legs against the cage and elbowing Marab's temple, who struggles to take him down. Marab's takedowns are not great. But what he is a relentless little fucking goblin. I'll use a better mic next time. Bro, Kloss, we're going live at 3:06. You are welcome to jump on anytime, sir. And thank you for coming in and clearing this up because it's been pissing me off for the last month. I'm like, who was that? And it's been Kloss this entire time. I'm embarrassed. I'm glad we brought it up today, though, because now I can put that to bed. You are welcome on here anytime. And shout out to Kloss as well. My G Kloss. Oh, Hussier has suddenly found his fucking English vernacular, have you, sir? I could see some nasty elbows landed on Marab's temple in scrambles as Sean is trying to get up after being taken down. Yeah, Sean O'Malley is very, very hard to keep down. That's what it do. 3:06, right? In what time zone, bro? I'm gonna be in the UK, man. It's gonna be tough. Husier, you fucking troll. I'm very familiar with wrestling because I've done it my whole life. Marab's wrestling technique is not good. He's terrible at wrestling. He's just a persistent little goblin. And it works. I mean, Marab's striking is not great, but the thing about Marab is, like I said, he's his fight with Cejudo was entertaining, but outside of that, I mean his fight with Marias was entertaining. He's had good fights, but if he's able to get to close the distance and play that game, it can be very horrible to watch. But I don't think Kamali is gonna be. Yeah, you definitely got to stick stiff. We're gonna keep on Sniff's ass, and I meant to word it that way, until Sniff becomes a fully fledged Sniff the other day on Sniff glazing time. I need a little thing in the corner when I start glazing Sniff because I do it every stream now. Um, the way you like the way you went, you taught Hank the Tank a thing or two the other day was fucking amazing. I just need to try and I need to try and get you on here more. No, Paradox, you're definitely on. I meant to send you a message about that as well. So I need Paradox on. I need JVD on. We're gonna do a little like just like jumping on and jumping off thing. Because obviously having 6 people on the screen at the same time is gonna be a fuck. I need people to jump on and off as well. Because I'm not gonna be sat there for 7 hours the whole time. I'll set my mic up for 306. I'd love to talk about Ortega's horrible body. Ortega makes me feel good about myself with that skinny, fat frame. But I've picked him and I've bet on him. I'll be honest here. I've got a Lopez and Sean O'Malley double. That's what I'm going for. I think Ortega's going to win. Hank is like 10. I mean, the thing I love about Hank here is he can be getting creamed in the debate and he still keeps coming out swinging. And to be fair to him, he's a pretty knowledgeable dude. How he uses it is sometimes interesting, but he's a knowledgeable dude, and I like Hank. He's great to have on in a debate because he'll just go. Ortega has a soy build, but he's actually strong. I think what's going to happen, to be honest with you, Bismarck, I think Ortega's going to get his ass whipped in the first round. I think he's going to take an absolute pacing, and then he's going to take over. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a close fight. It's a tricky one, but I think Ortega is the hardest fight by far that Lopez has ever had. You should have thrown Grasso in there. I don't know, man. I do think Grasso is going to win, but I'm worried, man. Because Shevchenko is really good. There's only one shite. Which shite fight are you referring to? I think the matchups are okay. I think a lot of people are tripping about the matchups. I think there's going to be good fights, but again, I said this on Jax's podcast as well. The success or failure of this card is going to be predicated on how good the fights are, and you never know. You can put things down that you think are going to be good on paper, and they're going to be barnstormers, but you never really know what's going to happen. You never know. Valentina could win, and then the problem is, I said this as well. If Valentina wins, we're fucked, bro, because we're gonna get a 4th fight, which is gonna be so annoying. It's gonna be Figueiredo and Moreno all over again. We need Grasso to starch her and send her to OnlyFans. Salsa versus Jarigui. I mean, Jarigui's all right though. That's a female, right? Jasmine Jarigui. Is that what we're talking about? I'm sure that's the same. She's actually an all right fighter. It's not great, but it's women, innit? Yo, Cold Art. How we doing, man? Yeah, the 306 press conference is apparently kicking off in about an hour and a half. Apparently. But it is today. It's definitely today. I reckon it's going to be 30 minutes long and it's going to be shit. Press conferences these days are not worth it, and we don't really have a lot of characters up there. I mean, Brian Ortega isn't going to bring anything to the table, that lunkhead. And I mean, Sean O'Malley tends to shit himself every time he's in a press conference. But maybe he'll be, maybe him and yeah, check out that video that Antoine was talking about. And by the way, if you guys could do me a favor while you're here, I know this sounds a little bit desperate, but fuck it. Here's where we are. I'm going to post the last video that I did with all those creators in here as well. Even if you've watched it before, if you cunts could watch it again and try and get this video up to, it's currently sitting at 873 views. I would be very, very happy if I could get it to over 1,000. I think this video deserves it. So let me just, let me copy that and throw that in as well while we're here. Yeah, the questions definitely. Frankie is 5'11". I'm 11 foot somewhere, but it ain't on up here, so down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually I'm like 5 foot. I'm 5 foot. I tell everyone I'm 5'8", but I'm more like I'm 5'7", really. Have you watched it close? I need to. How bad was I? Just tell me straight, because I was fucked, mate. Yeah, I really believe that I really believe that fucking video deserves 1,000 views. I really believe it. I put my blood, sweat, and semen into that video. Like I really gave it my all. And the reason why I'm upset about it, yeah, is because I've got a video that's titled "Chick with a Dick." That is, it's about Kyla. Well, it's something that I mentioned about Kyla Phillips, and it's my most watched video. And I don't want people going into my channel and seeing that my most popular video is "Chick with a Dick." What animal are you scared of? Cold up. We've been down this road. I don't like anything that flies. All right. I'm gonna group everything together that sort of flies and that kind of moves weirdly in the air. Bro, faded was, if I was able to come up with anything coherent, because it got to the point in the I swear to God, I had like a time lapse in the middle of that. You know where you where time skips and you're like, and then you realize you're online and you're like, oh shit, people are looking at me right now. And then I pretty much bailed out at that point. You guys probably saved me from myself, so I'll always have love for you for that, Kloss. But that was the moment as well where I'm like, being jet lagged and drinking on stream is not going to be the double that I'm going to go for moving forward. Bro, I've got back pains now. I've got hereditary back pains. Like I took my son to a trampoline park after school the other day. I'm still fucked, mate. I went too hard. I'm so excited for my beer. Bro, like I said, it might be one of those ones on. No, I like seafood. I fuck with seafood. I'm a big sushi man actually as well. I love sushi. Sushi. But yeah, I think so yeah, that's my those are my main card picks for the weekend. The only one that I'm a little bit wary of is I think the Zellhuber fight is very interesting because I think Ribovic is really good. That could be a barnstormer. Someone's getting knocked out in that fight. Island Nation inbreeding. Rakic might be Ankalaev. I hope he does. It would be hilarious. I think Ankalaev is a wet wipe. The amount of complaining that I've never seen anything like that in UFC history where somebody has cried so much about a decision that his opponent has literally turned and just gone, give him the belt. Just give him the belt. He's just stop him from crying. He made his opponent feel sorry for him. Can you name some shops where I might find Asahi or whatever it's called? I bought a case of it in Tesco, mate. That's how available it is. I got it was in bottles. If you're all right with that, like glass bottles, but that's where I got mine. I'll crack out a case of Asahi on Saturday, and we can have a good drink up together. I think Ribovic is really good as well. I think he's being slept on. Everyone's picking Zellhuber. I reckon Ribovic might be a sneaky pick because that guy's got thunder in his hands, and Zellhuber does leave his chin a little bit high. So you should learn how to box at my age, mate. No. What I might do is I might take my kid to go to boxing classes, and then I'll just I'll backseat driver that shit. Rakic is very skilled. I think Rakic could beat Ankalaev. He's especially with the leg. Rakic's leg kicks are fucking good as well. And we know that Ankalaev doesn't rob them. Ankalaev did get robbed against Yan, and Yan, to be fair, he kept the case by he didn't help the case by balling. I disagree, man. I thought a draw was reasonable. I thought Blachowicz won the first 3 rounds, and then Rakic, and then Ankalaev got a 10-8. I think it was in the 5th. So I thought a draw was fair. Nah, bro, Tesco is cheap as fuck. I tell you what, on Saturday morning, I'll send you I'll do it tomorrow. I'll send you a little contribution to your buy me a coffee, so I can get you at least halfway there. What about Ankalaev's aura though? You mean the weeping? Ankalaev has the opposite of aura. When you're openly weeping in the cage and then your opponent turns to you and says, just give him the belt. That is the opposite of aura. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah, glass bottles tend to hit better. I don't drink beer out of cans. I've come too far in the world to drink out of a tin can. I'm a rare Ankalaev enthusiast. I think he's a very good fighter, but I just think he's a soy wet wipe. That's my problem with him. Learn to box, just don't spar. It's fun anyway. Yeah, you're probably right. I think I should probably, because I'm pretty decent in a street fight, but that's what I'm saying. I'm worried that with my attitude, if I actually learned how to fight, I might accidentally kill someone. I'm better off being kind of like poor in my technique. As soon as my kids are born, I'm mailing it to Dagestan. Armsby, I was with you all the way, and then I saw all those lads in the hot tub, and I was like, nah, do you know what? I'm all right. I'm all right. It's a bit sus, you know. And then the fucking, I don't want my son's ear being like looking like a knick-knack. Is there anyone that kicks harder than Rakic in the UFC? Pound for pound, I would say pound for pound there are. But I mean, if you're talking about like Alex Pereira, probably. Alex Pereira's whippy kicks are pretty horrible. So yeah, I would say probably Alex Pereira is the only one I can think of who really slaps hard leg kicks. But Rakic, I think, is going to cause problems for him. The way tin cans work, you may as well start putting it in plastic bowls. Yeah, I only drink out of glass now. It's like if you've ever drank Coca-Cola out of a glass bottle, it's so different. Ortega or Lopez, how you doing, Scars? I'm going with I love Diego Lopez, but I'm going with Ortega. I think Ortega's going to get his fucking face battered in for the first round, and then he's going to chat his way through. Yeah, cauliflower ear. But it looks like, those old chips called knickknacks that are all bubbled up. That's what I think of when I see cauliflower ear. But yeah, Wesley, I'm kind of with you. Canned beer's all right. It's just now that I've started drinking from glass bowls, I can taste that metallic. By the way, if you're new in here, do hit a like on the stream. I'd appreciate it. Frankie, when was the first time you smoked weed? I was 30. I think I was 13 or 14. And then I quit when I was like 24. I mean, I wouldn't go against you. I think it goes the distance. Hell, it's definitely going the distance. That might be the bet to make on the Lopez, because it's only 3 rounds, right? Lopez is a Chad. Ortega's a Chad. They're both going to be hard to finish. I think if anyone gets to finish, it's going to be I have a feeling it will be Ortega, because I think his jiu-jitsu is just that much better. I watched Lopez a lot on the regionals, and his takedown game's not great. He's one of those people that he applies a jiu-jitsu game when he gets taken down. How do you get weed at 14? How do you think? You know people in it, bro. There's always people that are willing to sell weed to kids. And bear in mind, if I look like this at 40 or nearly 40, imagine how I looked when I was 14. I probably looked 4 years old, mate. So now that I think about it, whoever was selling me weed was a scumbag. I've got Ortega by split decision. That's a great shout. I think a split decision is very likely. Bro, I like I said, I taught in a primary school very, very briefly when I came back to England. And those kids were like 9, 10. And those kids would say to me that they smoke vapes. There's people out there that are willing to do it. You just have to find a little crackhead and say, look, I'll give you a couple quid, mate. Go in and buy me a vape. Job done. A lot of the dealers are kids themselves. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, if you're new in here, throw up a like, throw up a sub. I'd really appreciate it. 'Cause we've got 29 in here on YouTube now, which is pretty fucking sweet for a Thursday. Lopez is not ready for Lopez. He's not ready for himself. I know what you mean. He's not ready for Lopez is not ready for the fat, skinny body of the. We're just gonna call him the other guy because for some reason I keep forgetting his name, which is not like me. I'm definitely going senile. The 19-year-olds will sell them to the 16-year-olds 100%. Yep, that's how it works, Immortal. That is how it works. I haven't bet on this one. It's a tight one. But the only reason why I bet on Ortega, Scars, Ortega is like a minus. He's like a plus 250. You've got to take Ortega at those odds, especially after especially after Lopez really struck. I know that the Dan Ige thing was a bit of a weird one. It was short notice. It was at a weird weight class. Ortega is very, very hard to finish, and he's definitely the best opponent he's fought. I'm not expecting that bet to come through, but at those odds, I had to take it. Doubles are more likely. I think I put down $50. I put down $50 on an O'Malley and Ortega double, and it pays out like $300 if it comes through. You've got to take that all day. You gotta. Yeah, Bismarck comes to those fire takes as well. And like I said, shout out to his channel, man. Give that guy a sub. Please do. I would very much appreciate it. When I was younger, my older siblings would always stuff everything in my backpack when we are about to get checked. But your siblings are fucking dirtbags. Are you aware of that? How much is it for a bus ride in the UK? I think it's like £2, something like that, which is ridiculous. I came from a time when you could get the bus for 20 pence or 10p. I think it was at a time. If it's close, they're giving it to Lopez. Yeah, and Paradox. That's a very, very good point. Mexicans are going to get a lot of love, and Lopez obviously has a bigger ceiling. He's younger. He's more loved in the community. So that's a really good point, and I think that's why the odds are reflective of that. I'm double subscribed to Bismarck already. 316. You are a fucking mwah. Mate, cold out for a bus ride. It's not. That's like $3, mate. How much is it in America and in Canada? I guarantee, bruv, you can look it up here. Transport in London is the most expensive in the world. I think there might be one or two places, maybe. Crystal, mwah. You say you like to read, right? Yeah, bro. Me like reading. There's the yardie coming out of me. I'm mostly a fiction reader, though, so it's pretty much a waste of time. Isn't Lopez Brazilian? Nah, he's Mexican. He's a Mexican Chad. $4. Is that good? Okay, we've got an exceptional channel with only 26 subscribers. Let's see this. Hang on a second, bros. Bros. So that's me opening my channel so I can click on my own links. Who's this? Griffin Pierre. Isn't that a picture of... Is that a picture of Better MMA? I'm going to subscribe anyway. Lopez is a Brazilian-born Mexican. I mean, that only adds to the chattery. That only adds to the chat. I wasn't aware that he was born in Brazil, but that makes a lot of sense. But he's Mexican. I mean, look at him. He's Mexican. I mean, that mullet by itself. I mean, fucking hell. As soon as I saw him with that mullet on the regionals, I was like, this is my G. I love a good mullet. I don't have the balls to rock one myself, but I appreciate a good mullet. Oh, Lopez is a Brazilian. He just lives in Mexico. Well, that's what I've just fucked that up. Oh, do you know what? You're right. You're probably right. He probably is Brazilian. Fuck. But doesn't he represent Mexico though, right? So basically what you're saying is he's a traitor. It's not better MMA. I love Mexican food. I love Mexican food. No, that's a picture of better. What I've subscribed to the guy as well. Give the guy a nice little yeah, so when he wakes up in the morning and he's got like 10, 15 more subs, he's gonna just think about the boner this guy's gonna have in the morning when he wakes up. Because I've been there myself, where I went to bed with like 6 subs and I woke up and I had like 12, and I just had a raging boner for the whole day. Content creators know this as well as anyone, yeah. 1 sub just makes your day. It really does. JVD, I've read that book. It's interesting. I read it when I was like 19. I had to read it for educational purposes. Well, it would be for educational purposes. It's the rantings of a lunatic. Pork chops. Coldar, you're like the hungriest mother. Whenever you come in here, yeah, I'm like, I'm glad you're here. And then it's like, suddenly I'm hungry again. This is what happened with our bus. Can somebody throw Rob's neighbor's bus video in there, please? And again, subscribe to Rob's fucking neighbor. Rob, you are genuinely like such a nice fella. I had such a good time in there the other day. So shout out to you. And shout out to Crystal. I always forget to shout out Crystal Miller as well, you know. Some of the most wholesome content on YouTube. You need to put the state of Germany into context, though. I mean, I get it. It's just not I wouldn't. The thing is that I'll be honest with you, I don't remember that much about it, about reading it. I think it's something that everybody should read just for like curiosity's sake. Westy, you ledge. Yeah. For educational purposes, you should definitely read it. Shout out to my future mother. So JVD, have you got your eyes on some of Crystal's offspring? JVD's out here spreading that YouTube CJ. Good on you, sir. Well, the thing is that JVD's planning on having 10 kids, so you got to start somewhere. Crystal, I hope your daughters don't mind being one of many. I'll put it that way. JVD's gonna have to put some work in. Himself and Nocho are planning on making armies. Oh, we're actually talking about Mike. Yeah, we are. We are. That came up. That has come up in here. Yeah, shout out to Crystal Miller. Crystal Miller is such a lovely soul. Give her a sub. Is it not banned? I'm not monetized, so I can pretty much say whatever the fuck I want in here. Apart from like, the obvious like grapey noncy stuff, which you wouldn't get from me anyway. Maybe that word is gonna go through and I'm gonna get fucking kicked off. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. You should be able to say it from like an education. YouTube's weird, man. Like I said, you can go into little boys' chats and threaten to grape them, but you can't talk about the name of a piece of literary work, as evilly fucked up as it is. I'm getting off for the night. Thanks for the shout out, bro. See you next time. See you later, Bismarck. And you'll see me in your lives as well when they pop up. I swear to God, if I see a melanated migrant eating a cat, what is going on with that, by the way? I'm hearing there's a lot of like I'm hearing there's a lot of like talk about, is it Haitians that are eating, Haitian immigrants eat? What is all that about? Is that just some racist rhetoric or is it a real thing? How would it feel to get your ass kicked by a 5'2" female? It depends on how they finish me, Cold Art. If it's the old triangle with the vag in the face, I could deal with it. If I got banged out, that would be a different matter. But if I got suffocated by vag, I could live with it. There are no cats being eaten in the US. Thank you. That's what I assumed. I'm 44 and would have more kids with the right lady. I've got 3 myself, Rob's neighbor, and I think I might be done. But you never know. I love my son. I mean, obviously, I favor the boy. You know, it's real. It's real. Head kick. Yeah, that wouldn't go down well. That wouldn't go down well. Rob is lying. There's literal video proof. What do you mean eating them alive? I mean, why? Why do that? Why not? If you've got a taste for like moggy, just batter its brains in and cook it right. Do you know what I mean? If you have to do it, I mean, it's gross either way. But eating them alive, I don't know. I think you might be taking the piss. Surely you are taking the piss. People in the city are saying they're really doing it. So the media is saying it. I'm going to go with the people. I'm going to side with the people on this one. Just a hunch. I'm going to say that it's eating them alive. I just think is I believe that they may be finding animals out in the wild and then fucking them up and eating them, but biting them as they're living, I find that unlikely. They're doing it for shock value. Well, that's just fucked up. If that's true, then yeah. This is the problem with this is the problem with the world that we live in though. People are willing to do anything to go viral. Crystal Miller just gained 2 more subscribers. That's very suspicious, 316. There's a video with 3 million viewers uploaded yesterday called Inside the Ohio Town Invaded by Cat-Eating Haitians. I mean, it's a great title. I'll be honest, I'm going to be avoiding that video. I am in God's country. God's country. I have a trout stream, turkeys, and a deer, and my neighbor with chickens. Rob's refrigerator, no hunger here. Yeah, we're aware it's not like an American native thing, my guy. I think it sounds to me like a bunch of cunts looking for clout, which is very strange to me. I mean, if that's your go-to, then it's a weird one. I'm going to be avoiding that video personally, Sniff. And Sniff, I am going to give a second go to Fourth Dimension. I might need to give it a 9th, 10th, and 11th go, if I'm being real. It will be like what happened to me when I read Dune for the first time. I needed to restart it like 4 times before it eventually clicked. But I'm a persistent. I'm like the Marab of literature. In the US, a lot of people are claiming their pets have disappeared from large cities. I mean, they could have just run away. But it certainly is a bit suspicious. Inner city clout. Yeah, people are gross, man. And the degeneracy has not reached its peak yet. And we've had people cannibalize each other live on stream. I don't think we're done. I think there's going to be new heights reached before Haiti is one fucked yo country. I know you mean up, but I'm gonna keep it as yo because it sounds that much more epic. Haiti is one fucked yo country. They're into black magic and satanic rituals. I mean, a lot of countries are. I got a satanic ritual done on me where I got basically insanely pussy whipped once by this absolutely Thai hottie. And yeah, she basically ensnared me with a magic ring, if you can believe it. So I believe in that shit. I would love to find a snapper. I've heard snapper is a very good it's a very good fish. I've seen a video of Haitians cooking each other on those cheap $20 grills. I mean, if you're going to cook another human, you know, make sure you use a top quality grill, I guess. I like that the $20 grill is like and it was on a $20 grill. That's where you're like, they've gone too far. Of course, Kodak is Kodak that rapper who's got like, what do they call those? Yeah, grill. Like a fucking, yeah. Frankie, how are the protests in the UK? Mate, I didn't notice them when they were going on, and if they're still going on, I still don't notice them. I live in a very isolated community now. I ran away from London like the little pussy that I am. I went abroad for ages, and then I came back with a sack full of gold. You know what I'm saying? And then I moved to a very quiet neighborhood where I can raise my children in hopeful safety. Let me just touch wood on that shit. That's where I'm at. Bro, no, Rob's neighbor, you sound like we somebody mentioned it in your live stream, and I was like, that's it. You sound like you sound like I get like a little bit of a Mickey Rourke vibe as well. A bit of a Mickey Rourke vibe. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean in the sound of the voice. That guy's got a pretty goated voice. There was an old tree here that eagles inhabited for years. Once it was rotted, they left, and the landowner found 30 plus stock. I mean, eagle's gonna eagle. That's all in good. That's all in good. That's all in good faith. I sound like Ortega. I'm definitely getting more of a Mickey Rourke vibe from you, sir, in a good way. Hip hop culture wouldn't thrive if these wiggers and mud sharks would abandon the culture. Mud shark. I've got to be honest, yeah, that is mud shark is I don't know how deep that is on the racist scale, but it sounds fucking amazing. So I'm gonna let that one slide. Dang, this YouTube update is broken. I'm definitely stuck in top chat with no button to switch. Are you using it on a phone? I Sniff, hearing you say you fucking hate white kids glazing black people bullshit is very ironic coming from you, sir. And we know why. I love you, man, but it's fucking ironic. Sniff, my guy. Sniff, yeah? Are you going to be around on Saturday, by the way? I need to get you on. I need to get you on the watch along. Preferably when someone black is fighting. Yeah, Matua. Where the fuck have you been, sir? You little turncoat. You used to be in here all the time. I haven't seen you in a while, Matua. You fucking snake in the grass. You little TJ. How you doing, bro? I see you popping up everywhere but in here. And I'm very disappointed because you were like my third ever live stream dude. I feel betrayed. You plan to go off grid on Saturday. Why? No, don't, Sniff, don't. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. I finally got you popping up in my streams. I've been a literal fan of yours, as you can tell by all the glazing, for a while. Don't you dare. Don't you dare leave us. Oh, they found him, did they? TJ is the man. You probably love. Oh, bad timing. I appreciate that, Match. It's good to have you back in here, man. It's been a good one today. Thursday streams are usually dead, and we managed to talk about MMA for like 6 or 7% of it, which is really high for this channel now. TJ beat my dog, Mike Easton. I remember that guy. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Thank you. Others have said that I have a good voice, maybe a face for radio. Nah, you're good, bro. Nah, you're a distinguished gentleman, and you seem. You know what? Yeah, I've always got time for family men. You seem like a family man as well. I'm gonna wait for my son to be a little bit more older, and then a bit more older. Damn, that's the worst thing. I used to be a literature professor. Imagine that, and I just said a bit more older. A bit older. Jesus Christ, my brain is rotten. I have a feeling that the bot is somebody that I know in real life, because these are the kind of cheap shots that I get from my actual friends. Yeah, we barely degraded any women today. I'm disappointed about that as well, Kloss. I mean, I'm probably going to be here for another 10 minutes or so. We've still got time. We've still got time to be degenerate fucking misogynists. And by the way, bot, you fucking retard. This is a a hoodie / jumper. Maybe you've got shit in your eyes, you bellend. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well this evening, bot. The last 3 fights on 306 are fantastic. I mean, I don't really want to see Grasso and Shevchenko again, but it should be a good fight. And I'm hoping that Grasso duppies the fuck out of that cunt so that we can move on. Because if Shevchenko wins, we're going to have to see it a 4th time, and I'm not up for that. My son said more better today, and he's 10. I mean, bro, I'm a 40-year-old man that used to teach people high-level English literature for a living. I can't be saying more better and more gooder. It's embarrassing, mate. Ah! I mean, I'm sure those crackheads will be very grateful. Gaming streams are for a niche audience. I know, Crystal. I know, man. I know that I've gone full-tarded now. I've gone full-tarded. Fuck it, it is what it is. That cost $10, you fucking scum. I'd let Dumont beat my ass. I'd let her as well. I mean, Dumont's not that hot. I think it was the first thing. I think somebody came right in here. As soon as some stream opened, someone came in and went, "So Dumont's ass, what do you reckon?" I was like, "It is." I never really noticed it until Guru and a couple of other people brought it up. So maybe I'm maturing in my old age. I'm becoming less of a pervert. I mean, saying you'd leap over the cage. Aldana is not. She's not an attractive female, but it should be a good fight. Bro, Sniff, thank you for bringing that up. That's why I hate when Valentina wins. I hate seeing that stupid dance. It's basically like the Slava Claus dance, but it just looks less shit. And I hate her doing the little spins and all that. You're right. I want to see her get bonged out. I want to see her get slapped up. You're right. Thank you for reminding me of that. Spinning around like a fucking mong. Frankie, no new haircut. Now no girl is going to want you, mate. I'm gay, mate, so that doesn't bother me. Didn't you know? I'm a fruitcake. As many people call me in here often, I'm a batty boy. And girls love my long hair. They fucking love it. In all seriousness. I'm never cutting my hair off again. I'm going to wait until it falls out, and then I'm going to go to Turkey like a respectable individual and get it stapled back to the top of my head. I like the spins. It's cringe, mate. It's cringe. Aldana's definitely got that lesbo build. You know that ironing board back. The Monkey King has the worst celebration. Oh yeah, he does. I mean, that guy is. I like him though. I like Jordan Levitt. He's a bit of a fruitcake, but I like him. Him and Chase Hooper being both married to females is extremely extremely. Weston, I never had a comb over. That slander. Basically, it was either have my hair in my eyes or push it to the side. It was never a comb over. A comb over, yeah, is where you're hiding a bald spot. And I ain't got no bald spot, you little bastard. Does anyone like Valentino's personality here? Grasso, the only reason why I find the Grasso thing a bit weird, yeah, is she seems to attract a lot of people that have like foot fetishes. And I think people that have foot fetishes are really weird. I find people that have foot kinks to just be generally strange people. I think O'Malley can be a triple weight champ, very possibly, especially if he goes up slowly and incrementally. I agree with that. Crystal, you mentioned that you have a stripper name here. I've got a very interesting fact for you that I'm not going to say on stream because I don't want to dox myself. But let's just say that we're very fond of the name Crystal in my household. I'm going to leave it there. I might have mentioned it to you in a stream once. When you mentioned that you had a stripper name, I was like, that's an unfortunate thing to say. But who has been here since the comb over days while you bring it up? There's been quite a few. If you go back to my old streams, Westy was spreading around that I had a big bald patch in the center of my head and that I was combing it over. How you doing, Franklin Kramer? What's good, my man? Hot take. Women are the most beautiful, precious creatures on this planet. That's what makes the sluttery of the modern women so disgusting. JVD, get out. Relationship over. Friendship done. Very weird on the feet. I've got to agree, Rob's neighbor. I think anyone who has a foot fetish needs to be on some kind of list. Just my take. I'm very... Well, the only way that O'Malley's getting the 155 belt is if Makhachev fucks off. You're already balding. I'm 40, you piece of shit. And I'm not balding. I've had... You've been here since 3 subs. Cage, that's highly unlikely. Because basically all my like so-called friends were like my first subscribers, and they openly tell me that they watch my videos on mute and they take the piss out of me. It's really hurtful. By the way, I'm going to give myself one more shout out. If you guys could watch this video that I'm posting in here now, if you've seen it already, great. I think it's the best video I've ever done. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And if you have seen it, watch it again. I want to get it, or just leave it on and mute it like everybody else does. I'd really appreciate if I could get that son of a bitch up to 1,000 views. I think it's a video that deserves it. And right now it's sitting at about 850. So I'd like to give that a bit of a boost. Doesn't mean we're not better, Frankie. I mean, fair play. If he moves up to that weight, I'll bet you money he gets the belt. I mean, Sniff, the problem is, mate, do you see him beating Makhachev? That's the only issue I see with it. If Makhachev somehow fucks off or gets beaten, I could see O'Malley doing it. I definitely think he's going to win at least 2. Assuming he gets through Marab on the weekend, which is a tough one. Valentina doesn't do it for me. I mean, Armsby, to be honest, I would. I've stuck my dick in worse, but I certainly wouldn't go out of my way to get that. I like eating beef glizzies. No Jones, no homo. What's a beef glizzy? Have I just said something homosexual again? But I agree with Sniff. There's a chance there. A hot Polish women was helping me at work. See, this is what's fucking up my grammar. It's shit like that. Hot Polish women was helping me at work today. Paradox, you're better than that, sir. I don't know if she was Polish, just assuming. Polish women are pretty hard as well. I like Polish people. Polish people are very similar to the Irish. They're the Eastern European Irish people. Rob's neighbor, have a great evening, sir. You'll see me around in your live streams. And one final shout out to Rob's neighbor. Subscribe to the guy. And subscribe to JVD Media as well. That's my guy. That's my Red Fox guy. All right, so on that topic, yeah, Westy, it's not, hopefully it will even out. I've got to wake my kid up for school in the morning. Who are we raiding on this fine evening? Who's up for it? Who are we going to raid tonight? Polish are everywhere in England. Yeah, they are. We got raided like 2 decades ago. To be fair, they're good people, mostly. I've got a funny story about a Polish woman, actually, that I'm not going to get into now. I'll save it for the next one. Do you think Valentina is hot? No. I don't. And I hate her little spinning dances. But having said that, I would put a stick up her. Me, you tard. All right, JVD, jump on then, you little fucking crackhead. Valentina is a 6. I don't think that's unreasonable. Oh, we've got a war off between Paradox and JVD. Why don't you go on together and stop being little selfish pussies, yeah? How about that? I think you two would make a great little team. Panty raid. I do love me a good panty raid. This has been a good one. I've had fun today. Grasso is 6 but cute. Grasso, you could argue Grasso's a 7, I guess. When Grasso fixes herself up, she's a definite 7. Anakin, you've just turned up just as we're about to jump somewhere else. Raid my homeboy Jimmy Jean. All he does is play music though. I tell you what we'll do. If we could jump over to Jimmy Jean, if you're here, let's at least give this Jimmy Jean guy because if he sniffs boy, we've got to show him some love. I'm gonna throw a sub to Jimmy Jean, and you can say that I sent you. I'm gonna write shout out to Sniff. There we go. All right. Yeah, Anakin's Werner Jandaroba is a 10. The thing is though, mate, I bet you Werner Jandaroba has got some bedroom she's got some bedroom gymnastics for sure. You cannot look like that and come in there with anything less than an A+ game. So it could be good. Jimmy sometimes talks conspiracy though. That would be I love a bit of that. Sniff, you and I have got to get into the moon landings thing at some point. We've got to do it. I had plans of doing like a conspiracy theory like live chat a couple of months ago, and then I just pussied out of it. But I definitely want to circle back to it, which means you can't go off the grid on Saturday, man. I expect to see you turning up into my life, and you need to get my feedback on the fourth dimension stuff as well. You can't set me on that, which is going to be hard work to me, and then fuck off me. It's rude. All right, boys. So we're gonna jump over to I don't know who's on first. Maybe we could jump onto both JVD and Paradox to give them some love. Mickey Ghoul versus Ramiz. Oh, great. 9/11 was an inside job. Most definitely. Diana was killed. Definitely. I mean, she was about to marry a Muslim, for fuck's sake. We couldn't have that around here. And shout out to Anakin MMA as well. Need to do it, Frankie. Okay. I'll get right on that, sir. Guys, it's always a fucking pleasure having you in here, sir. Who are we jumping to? Let's establish that now, because I do need to go to sleep relatively now, because I'm a responsible parent. But shout out to all of you, man. This has been a really fun one. I know 20 minutes of it was me ranting about. We can go into flat Earth as well. All right, JVD Media is live. Hang on, JVD. JVD, hang on, brother. Go to channel. JVD is live, and JVD has bro, you've hit 50. We need to boost that significantly. I guarantee you, if you go over to JVD, you're gonna have a hell of a time. So shout out to JVD. Let's get over to there. I will catch you boys very soon. Much love to all of you. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.